I hired a lot of engineers and a lot of other professionals in Vietnam, and honestly, almost never let me down anyone. So I'm super happy.
We talk about the overemployment among the Vietnamese software engineer.
See the positive side of it. So there is something that maybe they learn from the other teams. They learn other techniques. They have some new observations. So there are positive sides. And how do you use computers in your work? No, it doesn't make sense. You use computers for everything what you do, right? So the same with AI. It's everywhere.
Hello everyone, this is Mai from TechFi. Welcome to the CTO show presented by TechFi. Just a quick introduction before we delve into the episode that TechFi we specialize in IT recruitment services, employer of record, and contracting services. So if you are hiring or you're looking for a job, feel free to contact us. We would love to hear from you. So I will leave the link in comment below. Today is very special day with a special guest. I'm super excited because I'm sit down with Mikko. Someone I'm grateful to be able to call a friend. He's also the host of our the CTO show presented by TechFi. Mikko is a seasoned tech leader with a wealth of experience in full stack development, AI, tech transformation, and engineering management. Today, we will delve into the strategy that have defined Mikko's career journey and the lesson he has learned along the way. So, Mikko, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy and I'm so excited because today is the first time I interview you and I want the audience to know more about you personally and professionally.
Yes, and I feel strange switch roles, just answering questions instead of asking them. Let's try.
Thank you. So I want to go back to like 10 years ago when you just moved to Asia, like Singapore as the first place, and Vietnam, and now Penang. Can you walk us through that journey? What brought you to Asia?
Honestly, I was looking for sun.
For sun?
Yes, for sun. My country has very long winter, which is not snow and a nice thing that you can think of winter, but it's actually dark, cold, and wet. So we and my family were looking for a place where we can have more sun. And honestly, the first selection was US, Florida, but it didn't work out. So the US bureaucrats make the process complicated. So we started to apply in places around the globe, or should I say around the equator, to have the sun. And what made me stay here is a different story. So I came to Singapore without knowing what it is. I just know that it's a place where you cannot have a chewing gum or some other strange stories, but actually I believe the whole Southeast Asia is a land of opportunities. And there is a lot of examples, and you can just think about one from my past, so from my career. As you remember, when I was working for the US headquarter digital agency, over 3 years, I was promoted 3 times, which I guess in US will take me 10 years or 20 years, or will be not even possible at all. So definitely Southeast Asia is a place to be.
Wow, that's very interesting and very interesting journey and truly impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I believe you face a lot of challenges. So can you tell us some of the challenges and also the triumph did you face while adapting to the new country or new working environment?
Challenges, you mean my horrible cultural mistakes? Yes, yeah, I did a lot of those, especially over first 2-3 years when I was new to the culture, to the places, and also my personal style of working, which is very open, and I always say what I think, and this made my work with my manager sometimes very difficult. But over the time I learned, and especially when I started working in Vietnam, it became kind of easier because in my personal opinion, the cultural difference between Poland, my home country, and Singapore is way bigger than Poland versus Vietnam. We are, in fact, similar. It's a long story again.
Okay, so you mentioned about the cultural mistake, right? Can you share a story of your first experience with the cultural differences?
I guess which one you have in mind, which we spoke some time ago. And this is extremely funny one. It was the first place in Vietnam, still shared office first few weeks, I went to lunch, I came back to my office, I sit on my desk, and there is someone laying on the floor. The first thought, unconscious, some medical problem, but actually he was napping, and it was a normal thing. So yeah, this was the first one, but there was many others as well. So it's a constant journey. So the differences we learn all the time, and I still learn after all those years in Asia. I'm still something making mistakes, sometimes making smaller, sometimes bigger.
Yeah. So that's so funny. You saw someone lie on the floor and you thought that he was sick, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
but now you're familiar with that, and did you eventually join them in the midday nap nutrition?
Yeah, probably I should, but with my levels of energy, it's hard. I cannot switch off my mind during the work hours, so I'm just getting super tired in the evening, and that's my time.
Okay.
I came too late here. Probably I should came younger. Maybe then I could do it.
Yeah. We move into the new topic where we talk about your insight on the Southeast Asia tech industry. So after building the technical team in Vietnam 4 times for different company, what unique insight you gain?
So the first thought when my journey in Asia is wider than just Vietnam, and we speak about Vietnam as my favorite place and the place where I was most successful, and honestly, I believe also is the easiest. But the reasons for those starts with actually the similarities between my culture, what I said previously, and local culture. So. On all ends, we are entrepreneurial, sometimes too much, and we are hardworking. And this is what we're sharing. We have this in both places. And I believe that this is the great starting point. And then, of course, there are challenges. There are different people that you meet, and over the years, of course, I will not call myself expert on Vietnam, but in comparison to my colleagues from Europe or US, I definitely know about the culture, about the working habits, about the napping habit, and others, and this makes my work easier and also my network. With you on the top of it, it helps a lot. So now I feel a little bit at home here. So that's makes my work and the next project easier and easier. As you know, I hired a lot of engineers and a lot of other professionals in Vietnam, and honestly, almost never let me down anyone. So I'm super happy with Vietnamese experts and professionals.
Oh, it's great to hear. So how does it compare to your experience in Portland, and what do you see as its full potential here?
So, as I mentioned previously, third time going back to the cultural similarities, and this is something that honestly, I was born when Poland was still communist country, and we do have some things in common. We have similar past, and there are things that makes my work easier and the understanding on the work easier as well. But again, this is always like continuous work, and you meet another people, you build another team, you have another personalities, and then you just try to build the team that it's really super productive and fantastic, and also have the joy at work, which is again thing that I believe that we have here, we have back home, and not all the Western communities share this attitude. So we do what we like, and sometimes we take career decisions that take us far from the most optimal path, at least for me, but we have fun.
Okay, thanks a lot for sharing. Yeah, I would love to touch on a sensitive topic where we talk about the overemployment among the Vietnamese software engineer, which means they are working at like 2, 3 jobs at the same time. How do you see, like as a foreign employer, how do you view this trend? And do you think that the employer aware that the employee may have second jobs?
So, in my personal opinion, this is the second largest challenge that we have here when we build teams. This habit of having 2 or 3 jobs is something that it's deeply embedded in people in Vietnam, which is at the end good. So, you cannot fight the habit 100%. And sometimes you need to just live with it. And this is something that you need to see the positive side. So let's say that you have an engineer that has a second job in the evenings or over the weekends. See the positive side of it. So there is something that maybe they learn from the other teams. They learn other techniques. They have some new observations. So there are positive sides, and this is what you need to see first as a manager, and then, of course, you need to monitor how the performance is going, right?
Yeah, you talk about performance. So my next question for you is the employer noticed a decline in the team performance or productivity due to the overemployment?
So if you are a manager that is really engaged in the work, you immediately see the decrease in performance. And actually, when they don't know that you already know that something happening, they have the other assignments and they are distracted from the main or the job they do for you. You see it, then you talk to them, and in some cases it helps because never employee will have the flat performance over the year, right? So you always have bumps, or you have moments that someone is more focused on work, delivering higher quality in a shorter time. There are moments that it's going down, and it's natural. When it comes from overemployment, you need to talk and you need to explain. And I believe in having clear goals. Again, open communication, which starts with telling what we need. I'm telling my team members what I need from them, and they need to tell me what they need from me. And sometimes, this is another way of my managing people. Sometimes you just agree to it, right? And maybe HR will kill you, but that's life.
Okay, so regarding software engineer, what advice could you give to them? I mean, software engineer who currently managing several jobs at the same time.
So there is no universal advice to everyone, but if I can think of one, definitely please keep in mind that don't let down the trust that people have in you. So if they give you the opportunity, give your best skills and best performance as you can. Don't let them down.
That's great advice.
I hope so. I'm thinking the same way for myself.
Yeah. So let's talk about tech leadership and management. How do you describe your leadership style, and how has it evolved over the year?
Actually, what's your management style? The question I faced first time here in Asia. Back home, I wasn't thinking about the style. I was just working, right? But now I can clearly define, and something which is my style by nature, but at the same time, it's a very good technique to work. So I define my management style as a culture of trust. Sounds very simple, but this does not mean that you ask your people to be honest with you. This does not work. So you cannot ask people to be honest with you. You build the culture of trust by the opposite, by being honest to your team, saying the hard truths, exposing your vulnerabilities, exposing that you are not a great coder and they do things better than you, and also defend them within the organization, and this slowly, step by steps, get to the moment that people will share what they really think. Will share that actually I do have a second job. They will share other stuff, and this relation is super strong. So this relation stays beyond the end of project together, work together, and that's why I have so many friends here. And there I have all the people that worked with me in the past. We are still in touch, and this is really amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. You said it's simple, but it's very powerful. Because I think the best way to connect with people is through vulnerability. Like, for example, myself, I'm not afraid to let people know about my weaknesses, or letting them ask for help. I know how to ask for help. for the thing I don't know. And like one day I walk into the office and I can tell my people that, oh, I'm struggling with something today. And I encourage them to do the same. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the culture of trust must come from the top, as
Yes.
openness,
Yeah.
and as being honest. And this is something which is sometimes very difficult. I recently advised to one of my mentees that, oh, you should expose your vulnerabilities to your team. And he's super smart. And he said, yes, but this will be a risk for me. And this may hit me back. Yes, there is a risk. And, but with this risk, even if it will face you down in the particular place, it will pay back. And it will pay back with the productivity, because if you really understand what your people are struggling with, then you can really help. And you are for your people, right?
Yes. So as a manager, we have to create a psychological safety environment first, right?
Yeah. In a way, yes. Of course, we have to understand our teams, and this is extremely difficult for our audience, which is in the tech community. So, as engineers, we are quite often geeks, very introverted, and we don't have this skill to understand the people around us. But as all the skills, we can work on this, improve on this, and learn. And there is a lot of interesting podcast, books that we can read from.
We can
learn
talk
from.
more about this later on. I have more questions for you about this topic.
Looking forward to them.
Okay. So what is your approach to cultivate a high performance agile development team?
Oh, this is a topic for entire interview, I believe. So the first simple answer: be truly agile, not the corporate diluted version of agile. This is very well explained by Uncle Bob, Robert Martin, one of the key figures behind the Agile Manifesto, in his book Agile Back to Basics. 20 years after the manifesto was written, he explains what Agile really is. And Agile is a technique for a small group of people building small things. And just to be clear on this, big thing can be built from a lot of small things. So being truly agile and following this, which was the response to waterfall issues at corporate software development environments, is a way of being performant. And this is something that we just need to really do. And of course, there is a lot of resistance. So corporates with the centralized way of managing things will be always against real agile, because they are waterfall by nature, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miko. What are some of the biggest challenges in the technical leadership did you face, and how did you address them?
There is a lot of issues. Every group of people has a different set of problems, but in general, one thing that I see is across so many teams that I work in the past is habits and biases. So those things which not necessarily mean bad things. So just to give you one example, best practice in one place can be bad practice in another. And every company has a culture. Coding style is a part of this culture. So if you do things in the right way in one place, in another, you must adjust to the culture that exists in another. And this is quite difficult, because software engineers usually are super smart people, and they know what they do, and they believe this is the right way. And then they are coming to place with another culture. They make a different folder structure. And then there is a lot of other things that it's done in the way that they think it doesn't make sense. We love to use GraphQL. We think GraphQL is horrible and we don't need it. We love microservices, and we don't use microservices because we are too small team. And all of those things create a little bit of challenge for the manager to put everyone on the same track and make them work together and push the same wagon together in one direction.
Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
how you navigate such a complex challenges.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to hear more about a specific example where your leadership make the significantly impact to the team performance.
Oh yeah, that's probably I should refer to something which manager experts will see the metrics that you improve performance, but it's actually super hard to define the metrics for the software development. How you define a metric? So lines of code written doesn't make sense. The less, the better. Story points per sprint. Horrible. It's against the idea. So you should not compare how many story points you did in one sprint. And there are many other factors that it's quite common to consider as a performance metric. So I will give up on all of those, and I will give you something which I believe me as an expert in building teams, I'm really successful at. So turnover rate in the staff. So in many places that I've came, the turnover rate was pretty high, 30, 40, even 50% a year. And in my teams, it's literally near zero. Except some extreme cases when the employee has like the reason to leave the country, go back to home place, or other reasons that are by nature, I keep my teams together. That's the best metric. And of course, with this gel teams comes productivity. There is more code, there is more everything, but the team is together. And actually, you need the team to be productive. You have the gelling time when the people learn to work together, which is at least 6 months. In most cases, it's a year. After a year, team becomes performant. So if the people are going, it's not performant. So it's against the first goal.
Thanks for sharing. So as a young manager, maybe not so young anymore, but
Very young.
learned.
Very young.
Thank you. I learned a lot from your leadership style, and I can adopt some of your approaches to my own style.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the future trends. You are an expert in AI tech transformation.
Yeah.
What emerging trend in AI and in tech should the software engineer pay attention to?
So this is like a topic that even if I give the best advice today, in 2 weeks it will be outdated. So probably I should not go into any particular thing, but in general, just use AI. This is something that will change the future. It's already shaping how we do things and what we do. So use AI. If you want to stay an engineer that is up to date, you need to use AI, or fate, the dinosaur is coming to you.
Yeah, technology evolves so quickly. Can you highlight your experience with the AI tech transformation? Like, how do you integrate this technology into various projects?
So this is another very hot question these days, and since I've answered it several times already, I believe that actually it's a question that I don't like, because if you think about what AI is today, it's easier to explain what was computers like 25, 30 years ago. Did you ask question, how do you use computers in your work? No, it doesn't make sense. You use computers for everything what you do, right? So the same with AI. AI can help you write code, can help you manage your timesheets, can help you evaluate the work for others, improve your responses in your emails. It's everywhere, and it will be even more. So just use it everywhere, and don't be afraid, because that's the future.
Yeah, so how can the software engineer prepare themselves for the future landscape of technology?
As I said, use AI and be ready for the fact that AIDD, AI-driven development, is something that it's coming. So writing code, like typing individual letters, is soon will be over. And what we should think about engineers, that we are more code reviewers than writers of the code, and this is the trend. How it will evolve, we don't know. At the moment, this is like the very basic level that replace repetitive manual work, but over the years, of course, the AI will improve, and the quality of the outcome written completely by AI will be better and better. But we need to understand. So we need to understand the real challenge for engineers. It's not particular part of code which is small and simple. It's the architecture of things. So the engineer must understand how the system are constructed, how the data flows in them. So see the big picture, not the particular function or feature.
Absolutely. AI is a big part of the future, and it's so great to hear how strongly you support using AI, because I strongly believe that AI using the AI technology will bring more opportunity and make our work more efficient.
And there is something that I would like to add here. So there is like a trend, people talking about, oh, it will take our jobs. There will be AI that will replace our jobs. Yes, I'm sure there will be jobs that will be over because of AI. But for tech people, just look at on the perspective that actually someone needs to manage this, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to
Yeah.
understand how it works. And this is the new opportunity. So instead of doing like the very manual and repetitive thing, think how you can manage AI to do it for you or for others. That's the future.
Thanks for sharing. So this is the CTO show. Everyone come to our podcast to learn something new. What advice can you give to software engineer who want to move into the technical leadership? Like what key skill or quality they need to develop to succeed in the technical leadership positions?
So as I said previously, I believe we as engineers are introvertics, and we struggle a little bit with going out. As a few of our guests already said it. So as engineer, as a tech leader, you need to speak up. You need to learn the communication skills, which is difficult for us. Sometimes it's against our personal nature, but we need to do it. And how to do it? Like by small steps. First, talk to team that work with you, the colleagues, and present work. And then look for every opportunity to speak up and to present. This is something which sometimes my teams are complaining that I demand everyone to go in front of the group and speak and present. This is also something which I see from perspective of my local education in Asia, that it's different from the one that it's in US. So they are trained to present their point of view, to present what they do, how they do, and defend it in front of others. So we usually don't have it at school, so we must practice and we must experiment.
Yeah, you remind me the episode we had with Ludo, the CTO from NFQ. He talked about the importance of public speaking and influence in tech, that kind of stuff. And technical professional, they are known for their like logical and rational thinking, and somehow I feel they overlook the humans and people skills. So on this show, we will have another episode to talk about that kind of stuff, like emotional intelligence or the mindfulness leadership, especially for tech experts and for engineers. Yeah.
Definitely, as we spoke, and Ludo is like another level of it.
Yeah.
He's a champ, right? So this is something that we should aspire to his level, and but it's a journey, small steps.
Yeah. So it's time to reflect on our the CTO show. You interview some amazing guests. Like what an interview that stood out to you and why? Can you share with us?
All of them were amazing. I honestly believe there was no one that was like under others. So if I think about the episodes, you said Ludo. Ludo was amazing. Most technical chat that we have. I like especially the part when he was saying when not to use microservices. This is something that is kind of against the hype that is currently in the community. And our other guests, like we have so many interesting topics. Just to remind some of them, we spoke about Vietnamese culture, how this is seen from the foreigner point of view, and we got also some amazing advices about what are the best advice you can get. And every guest was incredible, and Philip was amazing on his entrepreneurial journey, right? Akshay gave me the best answer for the famous question, should CTO be hands-on or not? So this is the best answer that actually I should frame and put on my wall. So every guest was amazing, and I believe it's worth to hear to their thoughts.
I believe so. So how has hosting the CTO show contribute to your personal and professional growth?
Oh, first I realized that it's so hard to do. Speaking is maybe easier than asking questions. You have to like observe your guest and ask questions that make sense. It's not easy. So definitely I'm still improving on my journey in communication. So that's a great learning. But I honestly believe that speaking and interacting with people is something that you learn. Even if we just think about the answers that we received, some of the advices that I remember, but I would not like to spoil another episode. But some of the things shared by the guest were made me thinking, and I'm still like shifting my point of view on some topics. So definitely worth saying.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are your future aspirations for the CTO show? Are there any direction or theme you would like to explore for our upcoming episode?
If you will continue giving me this opportunity, I would like
Of
to.
course.
I would like to have more guests like we have. So amazing people that have experience journey in their careers that bring important insights and actually the advices that we can utilize in our work. So more guests like this. More stuff like this, and I hope my goal, which is to share the knowledge for the technical leaders, will be fulfilled by this.
Great. That's wonderful aspiration. At TechFi, we share the same vision of empowering tech talents and bringing the inspiration through the meaningful conversation like this. We are excited to continue supporting the CTO show and looking forward to collaborating more with you on this. So together, I believe we will make the significant impact on the tech community. I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Okay. Mikko, we are now moving to the final part where we ask our guests the five questions. Are you ready for that?
I will try. When I think so many brilliant answers that we got previously, now I need to give you mine. I will try.
Yeah, the purpose is just let our audience learn more about our guests, like the personal references or hobbies. Yeah. So the first question for you. What's your favorite tech tool or application that has made your life easier?
Answer is very simple. Actually, it's Slack. And this is not like the one-way journey. When I started using Slack, when it was pretty new thing, I hated it. Honestly, my team at the time built a tool for communication for parent-teacher at schools, which we believe was better than Slack at that time. But over the years, Slack kept the simplicity and add a lot of super useful integrations, and this is something that I love. And it's also very easy for developers to add their own features into the company Slack. We did some which was almost AI level a few years back, and this is a great tool that helps a lot.
Interesting. So, if not a CTO, what other profession have you pursued?
Yeah, this is the funny question. I'm a maker, so I can design and build things on my own. And if not a maker, probably I will be an electrician. You may not know, but I'm actually certified to do the
electrician.
The wiring and stuff. So I like electricity, but I became a software engineer.
That's cool. Okay. What are you most grateful for?
There is one particular thing, which is, of course, the first opportunity to work in Asia. I think about the people they gave me this. David, Clement, Blanca, those people that offered me a job, that was pretty amazing. I was not the best fit at this particular job, but they gave me a chance and I came here and I'm here after all those years.
I love it. That's how we met when you moved to
Yeah,
Asia.
yeah.
Okay. Two last questions. What is your best advice have you received?
Oh, this is very important. This is very important and a bit related to my management culture of trust thing. I heard this really long time ago. Really long time ago, one of the people that was working for me, reporting to me, he came to my room and he said, Michael, you take care of us and we'll take care of you. And they really did. And over the years, I learned that I take care about my teams and they take care about me. And this is amazing. And it works.
Wow, that's powerful. I strongly believe in the mutual support and create a trust within a team.
Yeah, that's the best advice.
Yeah. In opposite, what is the worst advice have you received?
Conform to the norm. This is not me. I don't aspire to be average. I really think about another way, which is like the famous ad from Apple, think different, do things in a different way. Sometimes it will make you some enemies within the organization, but either you do something great or don't do it.
I completely agree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we reached to the end. Yay!
It was fast.
What did you think?
Yeah, it's actually easier to answer than ask questions. Honestly, way
You
easier.
are an amazing guest.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miko, for sharing your valuable perspective. And I encourage our listener to connect with Miko on LinkedIn and follow his work on LinkedIn and beyond. So everyone, that's a wrap for today. We're grateful for your support as always. If you love our channel, please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more exciting discussion. Take care and see you next time. Bye bye.